How to make money flipping real estate contracts. Want to make money flipping real estate contracts? Watch this video and learn how. In this video, I'm going to give you the lowdown of flipping real estate contracts, and I'm going to show you a related business that I think you're really going to be excited about. This new niche has less competition than flipping real estate contracts, and you can make a lot more money. Be sure to stay on to the end because I'm going to give you all the details on flipping real estate contracts and an opportunity to learn more for free. Flipping contracts is also called wholesaling. What it means is that you're getting properties under contract and then you're passing that contract off to another buyer who's going to close on the property instead of you, and the buyer is paying you for the privilege of taking over that contract. Now, why would someone do that? They do it because you're offering them an amazing deal. So you're going to be dealing with professional real estate investors, typically rehabbers and flippers, some long-term investors like apartment building people. You're dealing with people who are professionals, who are well-funded, who are experienced, and who are thrilled to just take over a great contract because it takes a lot of time, money, and effort to find great deals. And when someone is in the business of, say, flipping properties, they have to spend their time tending to their properties, watching over their contractors, dealing with real estate agents, dealing with getting loans for their properties. There's a lot to do in that business. And acquiring the real estate that is their inventory, well, that's just another time out of their day, which if you can supply that for them, they're thrilled to get. So when you think about flippers, they need to buy a property at about 70% of its as-is value. So the way that would generally be calculated is you take the as-is value, say it's average house in America, which is about a $400,000 house. So they want to buy that house for about $280,000, including whatever it costs to fix it up. Now they might pay $300,000, but it's somewhere in that range. So your idea as a person who wants to flip and sell real estate contracts, your idea is to get the property under contract for less than that. So let's just say, for example, you can get the property under contract for $250,000. Well, if your flipper is willing to pay $300,000 for it, you just built yourself a $50,000 margin. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch and the difficulty in this business. It's hard to get a $400,000 property under contract for $250,000. And you need to build the margin because without the margin, you have no buyer. So what you have to be good at when you're flipping and selling real estate contracts is getting great deals on properties. So typically what you're doing is you're looking for signs of distress and to get in touch with sellers who are distressed and don't want us, meaning they don't want that property anymore. So who are these people? Maybe it's a house, there was a fire and they don't want to deal with the fix-up, especially if they're out of town. Maybe they're an out-of-town landlord that's had one too many evictions. Maybe they're going through a divorce and need to liquidate those assets. Maybe it's a family where the house is part of an estate and they just want to clean up the estate, no one's in the area, and they just want to get rid of it. Houses that are behind in their mortgage payments, behind in their tax payments. Buildings that have overgrown grass and they're abandoned, nobody's using them. Those are all signs of distress. And what people that are flipping and selling real estate contracts do is they go to a data service provider, like for example, First American Data, or you could do searches and find a bunch of them. But anyway, you find signs of distress and then you reach out to those folks either through marketing or through direct contact and you see if they're interested in selling. So typically this business is going to involve a website which says that you buy houses and you are putting houses under contract, so that's one. Often involves local advertising on Google and Facebook, so you're doing local online advertising. Also involves doing direct mail typically, where you're getting a list of distressed homeowners. You're sending them out a letter, seeing if they're interested in selling. And it often involves teams of virtual assistants, often based in the Philippines, that are calling people up to see if they're interested in selling. You need to get a big volume of inbound leads because let's face it, very few people are going to sell their house at 25 to 35% off of its retail value. Because especially these days, it's pretty easy to sell a house. You call a real estate agent and there's a very active buyer's market. It's tough to buy houses. So I personally think that the timing for flipping and selling real estate contracts is not quite today. I think there's a better option for you. That option is called overages. It's a business that I'm doing and I frankly think it's better. So let me tell you about it so you can evaluate for yourself. So overages happen when a property sells at a foreclosure auction for more than the amount that's owed. This happens routinely because houses have gone up so much in value. They've essentially doubled over the past 5 years. So a house that used to be $200,000 is now $400,000. Well, when it gets sold for either the unpaid taxes or an unpaid mortgage, typically there's a lot of equity in it. So let's say that you have a $400,000 house. When it goes at an auction, it's probably going to go for about 80% of its retail value. So we'll call that $300,000 for round figures. So they collect $300,000. Well, if you had a mortgage from 10 years ago, when you bought a house worth $200,000 or less, even if they financed all $200,000, there's still equity in that house. If it's real estate taxes are, they're going to sell your house after you don't pay for 3 or 4 years. On a $400,000 house, you're probably talking about, even with interest and penalties, probably a $50,000 tax bill. So when the house sells for $300,000 at the auction and they owe $50,000 for taxes, that leaves $250,000 left over. And that happens routinely. There's tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars available because houses are worth a lot and the debt hasn't gone up accordingly. So what few people know, and few homeowners know this, is that former homeowners can apply for that money and can get that money if they apply for it. But that's the catch. They have to apply for it. Most people never apply for the money because they don't know that it's there. And you can't apply for money that you don't know exists. One state study they did over the course of 3 years showed that over 70% of the time, the money never gets claimed. And it simply sits with the government until it permanently forfeits. So most people don't know, and that's why the list like you're seeing now on your screen, that's where this comes from. This is just a list from one county. And you see the kind of monies that are on there. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, all of which represent potential clients for you in this business. And what I love about this business is, like flipping real estate contracts or selling real estate contracts, you don't need to have a lot of capital because you're simply agreeing to go and get the money for the person. So you're not buying the deal from them. You're just offering to provide the service for a percentage of the money you recover. For us, it's 30 to 40%. Free country, you set your rate at what you want, but I can tell you for us, it's 30 or 40%, and that sells very well. We don't have a problem getting people to pay that because they get the majority of it. Anyway, I look at the list. I know exactly how much money I'm going to make. So it's different than flipping real estate contracts where you have to get a big inbound list to see if there's anybody who's even willing to work with you. Everybody wants free money. So this is a big appealing thing. And you're typically the only person calling them, so you're the only one that's offering free money. So they're very motivated to work with you. Am I saying everybody will work with you? No, that's not the case. But many people will, and the ones that will, you make great money with. So steps in the business, you get the lists. I can show you how to do that pretty quickly and easily. It just takes a couple of minutes on the internet. You get the contact information for the people. Again, just internet research. That's gotten very easy lately. There are services that are very inexpensive, typically $20 or $30 a month, to get you all the searches that you needed on as many deals as you want. And once you get the contact information, you reach out because you're going to have their phone number, you're going to have their email address, you're going to have their Facebook, social media accounts, so that you can reach out to them. You can send them a social media thing, send them a message through Facebook. You can call them on the phone. You can send them a letter. You reach out to them, let them know the good news. There's money that they qualify to claim and that you're in the business of helping them claim the money. No upfront cost. If you're successful, you get a success fee. Doesn't work out, doesn't cost them a penny. So would they like their windfall? When you do that, people sign up. You put in an application for the money. You'll get your check. You keep your portion, send them their portion, and go on to your next deal. It's a very simple, very lucrative business that I think offers a lot of the features that someone wants to sell real estate contracts would appeal to. Like, you don't have to take out a mortgage, you don't have to put out a bunch of money, just get the paperwork and assign it. This is similar to that, except in today's day with high inflation, lots of people struggling, lots of people losing houses to foreclosure, this is a really great business to be in. So I think better timed. So if this is interesting to you, and I'm sure if you're here till now, it is interesting, I recorded a short video called The Intro to the Overages Business, where I'll give you more details about this business and give you access to a free advanced training where you can really know what it takes to get started in the business, and you can get started. I do train people in this business. I teach people how to get the list, contact the people, exactly what to say, exactly how to work through the claims, and it's a really great business. I think you'll really like it. And again, better time than selling real estate contracts. Although if that business appeals to you, Some people do well with it. I just think the timing's not quite right in the market right now. So I'll see you over in the Intro to Overages business. Just click on the link. That'll get you to that next video, and I can share more of this business with you. So click on the link, and I'll see you over there.